Wisconsin beats Nebraska 88-72. A huge game for Tyler Wahl to be able to get 17 points. He hit a three-pointer, shot pretty well from the field as well. But really, this was just all of Wisconsin working together. Was just too much for Nebraska to handle. I still think Nebraska is a good team. Just kind of got away from themselves, and Nebraska struggled a little bit down the stretch. They were kind of making comebacks, but then Wisconsin would continue to pull away again. So I liked what I saw from Nebraska, but obviously this was not Nebraska's game. Wisconsin, just a really good team, a top 3 team in the Big Ten. They're probably going to battle Illinois for that second spot in the Big Ten, which is going to be really fun to see. Kent, what were some of your thoughts on this Wisconsin win over Nebraska?
That's my first bullet point, is that I'm ready to talk about Wisconsin as the second best team in the conference. I think they're better than Illinois. I get a lot of pushback on Twitter about that, but that's fine. I get pushback from everybody, so it's okay. But I do think that Wisconsin's the second best team. I really do at this point. Look at what they've done already. They already went to Michigan State and won, which the theme of this episode really should be it's impossible to win on the road, and they've done it at Michigan State. So that's an impressive win already. This win against Nebraska, they already beat Marquette, Virginia. They really don't have any bad losses unless you're counting Providence as a bad loss. I love AJ Storr. He's one of my favorite players in the league. Wahl and Crawl, the veterans that like kind of just bring everything that team needs. And they play with so much. I mean, they just play so smart. I know that's such a normal thing to say about white guys, but those two guys play really smart. You add some of the other pieces that they have around him. Even this week, like the games that they had, Connor Essegian doesn't play very much in the first game this week, and then he gets some more minutes this week and comes right back in, steps up and makes some big shots. So I really like Wisconsin. I'm all in on Wisconsin as far as if Purdue didn't exist this year, I think they would be the best team. But we have this juggernaut right now in Purdue, and I'm not just saying that because Russ is on. I think everyone knows that. But I really, really like Wisconsin. I think that they're going to they've already proven it that they can go on the road and win, but I think they're going to be I think they will be number 2 when the season's over for the Big Ten tournament. So that's my thought on that. I didn't watch it. I'll be honest. I didn't watch a ton of this particular game, but I have watched Wisconsin a lot this year. And I'm just in love with them. So that's where I'll leave that with Wisconsin, I guess.
Well, you had a lot of good things happen in this game if you're Wisconsin to, back up that kind of claim that you're the second best team in the Big Ten. You had Connor Essegian go 4 for 7 from behind the arc. You had AJ Storr. He only got 10 points, but he also only played 20 minutes. So, and he did a lot of really nice things. And like I said, Tyler Wahl, just a really, really good player who was able to make things happen. Really a good focal point of this offense, really helping them out as well. So, I mean, if I'm Wisconsin walking away from this game, I'm thrilled. Because Nebraska is, like I said, they're not a slouch. They are a good team. They had Rank Mast back for this game, and he took on 33 minutes. And I mean, that guy's a rebounding machine, and they only held him to only 6 rebounds. So, and Juwan Gary didn't get any rebounds. Now, I know he only played 18 minutes, but he didn't get any rebounds. So Wisconsin did a wonderful job rebounding in this game and kind of taking that out of Nebraska's hands. Russ, what were some of your thoughts with Wisconsin and Nebraska on this one?
Yeah, I back when we were part of Big Banter, we did power rankings for college basketball. And the first couple, and I think pretty much the whole time through, we had Wisconsin at number 2 behind Purdue. And I think that's what this game was more of a reflection of. I think Nebraska is still a good team. I think they still have a shot at being a double biased team. I still think they're that good and that deep, but Wisconsin has just completely changed their identity, right? Like it's not boring first to 50 points wins anymore now. Like 88 points on a good Nebraska team. 55% from the field, 50% from behind the line, effective field goal shooting percentage of 65.8, which is 95th percentile. Shout out CBB Analytics. They just were really great, really deep too. They spread it out, right? 3 guys in double figures in their starting lineup, but 2 guys off the bench dropping 12 points. Like that's huge in the Big Ten to be that deep. It's really impressive to see what Greg Gard's done. I mean, I had him, I think number 3 in my coach ranks, only behind Painter and what Hoiberg's actually done at the Nebraska team that they just beat. But they look really, really good. And they're probably arguing, look at the standings, right? Like second best team. We're the only team in the Big Ten without a loss. So why don't you say we're the best till somebody knocks us off? So yeah, they're really, really impressive.
Yeah. I mean, by standings, wise, they would be the best team. But I agree with you, Russ. I think, second best or third best, one of those two. I really am going to be interested when I see them play. I need to look up when they're going to play each other. They don't play
I got
each
it
other
pulled up right
until
now. I think the
March
first game
2nd.
is March 2nd. Yep.
And that's the only time they play this season, and it's at Wisconsin. So that's a huge bonus for them. But yeah, no, I'm high on Wisconsin, man. I think Wisconsin's a good team. AJ Storr is really, really hot for this team. Really, really good. I remember last year, Wisconsin fans were calling for Greg Gard, and I think he got into a little bit of a hard situation with some of the injuries and stuff that happened last year. But I remember at the start of the year, I said, don't be surprised if Wisconsin's really good, because they bring back a lot of veteran guys with a lot of experience. Does Wisconsin have any like burners, really athletic guys who are, future star NBA talents? No, not really. But they have guys who are experienced, who work well together. And if you're going to get that kind of production from Connor Essegian coming off the bench, watch out. I mean, this is a really, really good team who can make a lot of things happen. And the defense is there as well to really help with that. So, Kent, you have any final thoughts on Wisconsin, Nebraska at all?
Yeah, what Russ was saying about how they're not like the old Wisconsin team, it's just really weird to like try to change my brain and see a Wisconsin game and be like, oh, they're going to score 80 points tonight. This is really weird. And to me, the only thing that changed is AJ Storr. Is he the only reason they completely changed everything? It's just strange to see. I will say too, big week coming up for them. They got to go to Ohio State and then play a really tough. Like I know I already said Northwestern's really tough, but they got to play them at home too. So, I mean, this conference gives you no breaks. So we'll see how they can survive this week and the rest of the league play and see if they can still be there at the end. I still believe in them, though. I think they can be.
Thanks for listening to the Big Ten Huddle. Please do like and subscribe. We appreciate that. If this was your first time listening, we are the Big Ten Huddle. We cover all things Big Ten football and basketball. We have a long episode every Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, all at 9 o'clock. So come in, check us out, get in the chat, let us know what you're thinking. We would love to have you join us and learn more about the Big Ten.